Hey everybody, how you doing? Once again, I'm playing with my ISO and everything else, so hopefully this finds you well and the video's okay. Got to sit down here because we have a couple of knives to show off to you. So let me put this box up, get a couple of boxes down, sit down here, show you what I have. Alrighty, so hopefully this video is finding you and yours well. Let me open up my table here. There we go. I've got 3 boxes here because I've got 3 knives. These are the last official Coyote Works knives for 2019. No more Coyote Works knives going out this year. At the making of this video, we are in the middle of November, and I just wrapped these up. If you follow Instagram and I think Facebook, you've probably already seen some of these. Just when I finished the leather sheaths. I have here 3 Coyote Works knives that were purchased by Michael B. Michael B, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you very much. I can't believe, first and foremost, how generous of you've been, both with your time and your patience waiting for me to get these done, as well as your confidence in me, both as a knife maker and as an individual. You guys don't know it, but Michael bought 8 knives from me. 3 of them are right here in front of me, and they were the last 3 Coyote Works for 2019. Michael B turned around and he'd bought all 8 knives, but then towards the end of this year, late summer, right towards the end of summer, beginning of fall, the kids are getting back to school again, and Michael wanted leather sheaths for all these because these are all gifts except for one. The other 7 are gifts. One is for him, and these are all going to family members. And he wanted these to be extra special, so he wanted leather sheaths for each one of them. So because of that, Michael's order got delayed quite a bit. So this is the first 3 of 8 knives that are going out. The other 5 are not Coyote Works knives, or other knives, Montanas and Rogues. But those I'm going to be working on this year, hoping to get a couple more done before Christmas, but the rest are going to end up being next year because they all have leather sheaths. So that ended up being a bit of a challenge with me. But I got these finished. I got these wrapped up. They are sharpened and they are getting ready to go out the door tomorrow morning. I just finished doing a bunch of B-roll footage and photos for Instagram and Facebook and here on YouTube. And I just want to do a special shout out for Michael to say thank you very much. He was generous financially, and he was very generous in his time and patience with me, and his confidence in my abilities as a knife maker. So thank you. And thank you to everybody. When the books opened back up, I sold a couple of knives, but it was kind of a lull. Unbeknownst to me, apparently some people hadn't been keeping up with all the videos, and I know it can be challenging at times, and it's kind of boring sometimes. I can be that way. But they didn't know the books were open. Well, the books are open. After the Coyote Works rally, I had met a few people that came out. I mentioned it on Instagram about the books being open, and a lot of people jumped in there. So as I'm sitting here right now, I have 15, 20, 23 knives, 24, 25. I have 31 knives sitting over here on the side. Now, again, some of them are, a couple are Michael B's already that are going to be done this year, and some going to next year. But there were 18 of you that knocked it out of the ballpark, buying either a Coyote Works knife or just coming to the website and buying something else. Thank you very much. That was very, very humbling. I was very shocked by that. We already pretty much sold out the knives at the making of this. I don't think there was any more Coyote Works knives available for the month of November. So, oh my goodness. Now, I also have to say real quick, before we get into Michael B's knives again, is, so everybody understands, is I've already had 3 emails about people and comments about getting their knife at Christmas. When I opened the books up, one of the big things I said, and as well as the Coyote Works 2.0, the pup, when I put the video out, those orders, they don't get shipped by Christmas. I had mentioned several times, it's also on the website, there's still a wait time. You're pre-ordering everything for 2020. That was one of the issues I really didn't want to get into, but I actually had a lot of people wanting to get a knife, and so in opening the books up, you bought that knife, you got it there, but there's boxes here. I have just about everybody's material. I just dropped about $500 in material this actually lasts 12 hours buying more stuff. I'm filling your guys' boxes like I normally do, as well as I put everything in there. So I print out your receipt. I put all the materials that I have in stock in your box for that particular order. A lot of you guys went to Coco Bolo, Madagascar Ebony, or some dyed stabilized woods. That was great. So I have that to the side. Your micartas, I got that in there. Your pins, Kydex material, whatever it is, the raptor skin stuff, it's all getting in your box. So it's being processed. But with that being said, I won't be shipping out any coyote pups this year, 2019. I am wrapping up these kind of orders and stuff that has been waiting. So without further ado, Michael B has 3 knives here. He has 3 knives. 2 of them are sort of a standard coyote, meaning that they were micarta scales, and that's pretty much where it ended. Michael B wanted the hand sanded finish. It is by far the most durable finish out of all 3, and you'll be very pleased with that. But he has this one here, and this is all black. It's the black micarta, canvas micarta scales, and he wanted a matching leather sheath. Now, it was really nice as Michael gave me carte blanche. He said, I just want the sheath to look good with the knife. So what I'm doing is I'm actually dyeing the sheath a specific color to match the leather or to match the look of the knife, as well as then either going single color or double color and doing my chain stitch, which will be a standard. The chain stitch you're seeing here is going to be a standard stitch for all of my sheaths from here on out. This one I dyed black. Now black is a bit of it's a challenge. I upped my game. I use fibings, oil-based. It dries really well. It has the most consistent color of the 3 types of dyes I've been using up to date for the last 2-3 years. But with black, you got to keep dyeing it and dyeing it. This has 5 coats of black dye on it to get it a nice dark, rich leather finish. And one of the other things I found out in not using Obenhoff's, but I've been using Brick 5, and it's a spray. And it actually lends itself to, the leather is a little bit more pliable. And I don't seem to get some of the waxy finish in the stitch like I was with the Obenhoff's. Obenhoff's is a phenomenal leather, and I have a jar of it. I will always use it for all sorts of things, including leather sheaths. But I tried the Brick 5, both on these and my Amarok that I have here, and I really like it. I really like it a lot. So if you're looking for something, if you're getting leather sheaths from me, or if you have in the past, look into the Brick 5. I'll try to remember to leave a link down below when I post this video. It's a spray. It's really nice. It's spray. You rub it in with your hand really good. Wipe off the excess, let it set. You can apply multiple coats. I am really liking the finish of that. The second knife that we have here was olive drab. Again, hand sanded with a satin finish, but with the olive drab. And then I went ahead, again having the ability to do whatever I wanted with the leather. I made this leather sheath a little bit lighter in color. But what was nice is I actually used 2 different dyes with this. This one I started off with a more light or natural dye, and then I went in with a darker dye. And what that I learned did is it allowed the dark dye to get into the leather and penetrate, but not as much as it would as if it was raw leather, and I applied the dark dye immediately, if that makes sense. Then with this one, I did a single color stitch. I believe this is Colonial Tan. Not 100% sure, but I did a single colored stitch, unlike the black where I did silver and black stitching. This one I just did this, I think, Colonial Tan. But it accented really well with the olive drab. Now, the last knife, last but not least, is Michael B's knife. Michael picked the same hand-sanded satin finish, but he picked out Coco Bolo for his knife scales, and he picked the decorative pin of the grizzly bear carrying that salmon in its mouth, and the salmon is a copper metal, and the bear is nickel silver. By far my favorite pin. I just love that bear, and the mountain and the moon scenes are probably my top 2 out of my 5 favorite pins. Really nice. Again, hand sanded satin finish. And then for Michael, I went ahead and I dyed his 2 different colors as well. But what I did is I have more of a mahogany and a medium to dark brown mix. And what that let me do is have dark hues, but then some lighter mahoganies that bleed through. And then I used a two-tone stitch, and it was the Colonial Tan, and I think it's cream. And I changed stitch that to give it an accent. Really, really nice. I'm really hoping, Michael, I really hope you like these. Thank you again very much for all that support. But again, everybody else, these photos will be on my website if they're not already, as well as on Instagram and on Facebook. You'll find it here. Also on the website over at cknifeandtool.com. Link is down below. You will find options for thread color, as well as the thread under the selection. You'll be able to find it in there about, it'll say cream and cream, colonial tan, blue, burgundy, black, silver, pea green, dark green. I think I have 12 or 14 different colors of thread that I have in stock or I can get, or combinations of two. So talk about trying to make it custom for you. Hopefully it's going to be fairly easy for you to navigate through it all. Now for 2020, the font on the Coyote Works engraving, the etching, the electrochemical etching, it's going to change. So all 2020 knives are going to have a different etch, a different type of font, I should say. It will still say Coyote Works, but Casey wants to brand his company, his business, his channel. He's trying to brand everything, and he wants to keep all the font the same. The font that I'm talking about is what I have now on the side of my truck. I haven't done a video on that yet, but I actually have supporters and partners to me, Chad and CK Knife and Tool, and I now proudly display them on the side of my Nissan Titan as I build this overlanding vehicle and I travel around. I show off everybody's name and their company. That font is also put in here is going to be specific to Casey. So as of 2020, that font is going to look like that. That will be on the big Coyote Works knife. The small Coyote Pup will have only the coyote, the howling coyote with the trees. That's going to be now Casey's signature logo, his brand, as we were talking about at the rally. So again, thank you everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say it enough. Thanks again so far to all the people that have been supporting me. Mark Pate. Oh my goodness, Mark. Boom! Knocked it out of the ballpark again, buddy. Thank you, sir. Francis, Steve, let's see, who do we have here? We have Andrew, Mark, James times 2, Brian, Travis, Joe, Greg, Dex, another James, Steve B, Gary, Steve, another Steve B, different B though, Francis, Mark, Rod, George, and Stefan. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Anybody? Everybody? It's getting close to that time. I'm going to go have dinner and have a cup of coffee and chill for a little while and then go get the kids from karate. Again, thank you. Can't say it enough. I'll stop babbling. You all have a good one. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. You are doing an awesome job from keeping me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket. Thank you.